Sometimes you find the most incredible stories right in your own city. This is one of those. A tale of two guys, two totally different paths. They might walk the same streets, but where they're headed couldn't be more different. All right, so let's meet our guys. On one side, you have Ali. Think middle class, super disciplined, has that sense of responsibility, you know? And then you've got Zain. He's the wealthy heir. Life for him is all about luxury. They go to the same college. Can you believe it? But they are absolutely living in two different worlds. So let's take a closer look at Ali's life. His world is really built on responsibility and, well, just plain hard work. His dad has a pretty modest job, so the family has to be careful with their budget. And Ali, he is the definition of dedication. He's riding an old bike to college every day, and then, right after, he's off to a part-time job just to help his family out. That's his reality. And then you flip the coin, and you've got Zain's world. It's a completely different story. We're talking a luxury car, designer clothes. He never has to worry about money, not for a second. For Zain, life isn't about what you need, it's just about having whatever you want, whenever you want it. So you've got these two guys on totally opposite tracks, right? Well, you just knew their worlds had to collide at some point. And this is it, the story's turning point. They get put into the same group for a really important college project. Talk about an unlikely partnership. And boom, right away you see the clash in how they think. For Ali, this project is everything. It's serious. It could affect his whole future. So he just says what's on his mind, straight up. We have to work properly on this project or our marks will suffer. Simple, direct. Totally Ali. And Zain's response? Oh, it's perfect. It tells you everything you need to know about him. He just casually goes, relax, money can manage everything. And he's not just blowing Ali off here. That is literally how he sees the world. That's his core philosophy. And just like that, the battle lines are drawn. Effort versus entitlement. So as the days turned into weeks, both of them just chose their paths. And this is where the real test begins, right? We're about to find out what success really costs and what the big difference is between a journey of effort and one of just ease. Okay, so check out this timeline. It's pretty revealing. Week 1, Ali is already hitting the books, doing research. Zain, he's like, I'll get to it later. Then, week 2 rolls around. Ali is pulling all-nighters, really grinding it out, and Zain is out partying with his friends. By the final week, Ali is actually putting the whole presentation together, while Zain is still thinking, no big deal, I can just whip something up at the last second. And then, it's the day of reckoning, the moment of truth. The project's done, the results are posted. It's finally time to see whose approach actually worked and whose philosophy was about to come crashing down. The results? It couldn't have been clearer. Next to Zain's name, just one stark word: failed. Turns out, his whole belief that his money and status could handle everything? Yeah, it finally ran into a problem it just couldn't solve. And what about Ali? His name was right there, at the very top of the class list. All those sleepless nights, all that consistent effort, it all paid off. Big time. This was a victory that was 100% earned through hard work. So Zain, totally defeated and just confused, goes up to Ali. And he asks the only question he can think of, the one you see right here. How did you do it? You can just imagine him, right? His entire view of the world just crumbled, and he genuinely doesn't get it. And that question, how, that brings us to the real point of this whole story. Because this was never really about a college project, was it? It was about discovering what real wealth is. It's about understanding the true, irreplaceable value of hard work. And Ali's answer just absolutely nails it. He calmly explains to him, brother, being middle class has one advantage. We have to work hard, and that becomes our habit. Wow. Just think about that for a second. The real asset isn't the money, it's the habit of working hard. A habit you often build because you have no other choice. So what are the big takeaways from this story? Well, it really boils down to a few key lessons. First, that money is not everything. It just can't buy earned success. Second, your greatest strengths, your real superpowers, are hard work and consistency. Nothing beats them. And finally, that the people who face struggles are often the ones who get ahead, because that struggle forces them to build that priceless habit of perseverance. Look, this might have been the story of Ali and Zain, but I think we can all see a little bit of our own journeys in theirs, right? So that really leaves us with one final question to think about, the one right here on the screen.
What is the one habit that truly defines your success?